Hi everybody, it's Pam from Florida. I thought maybe we would do a quick little 30-minute, maybe more, maybe less, about package scams. They're so popular, seem to be gaining some strength to it. So I thought maybe we would just run through some high points about it. Hopefully anybody that is currently talking with somebody that is involved with possibly a package scam, that this is going to resonate with you and hopefully give you some much needed awareness as to what really is going on. So I've got some notes here that I'll go ahead and keep reviewing. So I'm really surprised about the package scams, that they're used so often, but what's more surprising is that how successful they are. And this is one of the higher dollar scams that occur just because of the lie about the package that's got millions and millions of dollars in it. So this is a really potentially dangerous scam, financial scam. So my notes here, let me just review. So typically what I've found with the package scam, that they seem to show up more coming from the oil rigs, the fake oil rig scams, and the military scams. With the fake oil rig scams, you've got, of course, the people out on the rig that always seem to be unavailable, that also bring in the fake lawyer to help guide the scam and to facilitate the money that is going to be coming out. So be aware of that if you're talking with somebody that is on an oil rig, or maybe the fake military scams, that when they start coming out with that they're going to be retiring, or they're going to finish their project early or soon, and they've got this trunk full of goods, usually whether it's jewelry, gold bars, lots of cash, which is always enticing to the victim, seeing how he or she has to do is open it up and get their money back, their repayment back. That's the promise that's told to them. So let me set my alarm clock here. There. So during the package scam, the fake package scam, what appears to be what makes it real is that the scammers have crafted a fake website, fake invoices, and they look real, pretty much. I've seen some really lousy invoices that I don't know how they pass as real, but regardless, they've crafted fake websites, fake bank accounts to help the victim think that this is absolutely real and true. So be aware of that if your internet lover is telling you that there's a package that is filled with golds and jewelry, there's a huge red flag for you. So let's talk about the attorney that comes in. So you've got the scammer that now is that you're involved with, and then for the package scam, they've come up with this fake attorney, which very well could be either somebody different involved in the scam or the actual scammer himself, him or herself. So with the attorney, they've got these legal documents that they send to the victim, signing it as a promissory note that you are promising to pay this amount of fees, and they're usually high dollar fees, like over $10,000 worth of fees. The different reasons for the fees could be for once the package goes through customs, then when customs reviews what's in the package, supposedly, that this is supposed to take care of the non-money laundering disclosure certificate, something like that. I've heard this come up several times, where there's a certificate about ensuring that there's no money laundering going on within this package, because it's filled with cash. I mean, lots of cash, like millions of dollars in cash. Honestly, I don't know who would actually send a trunk filled with millions and millions of dollars of cash. It wouldn't happen. It would not happen. So another thing that I've actually found was that the Filipino and the Asian community, the women, they're saying that they've gone out shopping for the victim. They've purchased some high dollar, high-end bags and clothing, which apparently is very appealing to that group. the Gucci bag, jewelry, gold, high value items, sending as a gift for them, just for their patronage of, being the wonderful person that they are. So be aware of that if somebody is telling you that they've gone out shopping, they're putting gifts in the box for you, that it's a huge red flag, that it's going to be a scam. It will be a scam. So let's talk about the diplomat that comes into the picture. So first off, a diplomat, you can Google this too. A diplomat is somebody that works for the government agencies. They're not courier services. The scammer, for some reason, seems to think that using the diplomat, and it works, but using a diplomat to be as the go-between for the package and the victim and the money is going to be used by a diplomatic person. It's impossible. It would never happen. You can Google the word diplomat, see what the definition of such person is, and they would not be involved in a package scam. I've seen fake IDs. They will always produce a fake ID. Another thing about these pictures, the IDs, typically you're going to get a picture of a trunk filled with cash and money and gold hanging out from it, jewelry hanging out from it. Take that picture that the scammer has given you, put it on a reverse search, and I guarantee it, you will find the exact same picture already posted on the internet. I've done it already before for several victims, and it's, the exact same picture. There is no disputing that. So, and if you don't know how to do a reverse search, come to the message page. We'll do it for you. It's so easy to do. We will do it for you. But the same thing with the certificates. I've got a couple here. They're going to be too small for you to read, but these certificates. I've got one here. Global Express Delivery Company. It's got it's a form. It's got all kinds of boxes all over it with tracking numbers. Just take the same picture that you've been given by the scammer or the lawyer or the fake diplomatic UN person and just do a reverse search. I guarantee you're going to find the exact same thing with just some variations in your name put on there, your address. It's all fake. You can find this information out on the internet. Super easy to do. Super easy to do. That's what's so alarming about this, is that you've got probably the proof right in front of you on your electronic device. You just are not doing it. Always do a reverse search. I've got a certificate here. A lot of these seem to stem from Istanbul, Turkey. Something to do with that region. Certificate deposit. This comes up a lot, and it's the most ridiculous fake certificate that I've ever seen. Got a couple of signatures, a couple of fake stamps, and then you can see a lot more bold in black letters the victim's name. This one's made up for, I think, $10 million. I'm not sure what it is. Fake. I bet if you pull that up on the internet, you'd find the exact same thing. Again, it's at your fingertips. So you've got, here's a fake cargo bill, it looks like, from the London, UK, going to the United States. And it's just it's a real cargo way bill, but it's all fake. Even stamp paid. And that's for the victim to show that their thousands of dollars got them the clearance that they were looking for, they were promised. But during the transactions of all the money that is always sent out, it's always going to be one other excuse after another, that this customs has held it up, or they found something inside the box and you've got to pay more money to get it released. It just keeps going on and on until literally the victim is drained of the money. And even with that, I've seen where the scammers have said, well, you know what, my commander or somebody else in their family member has offered to pay half of it. They'll pay the $20,000 if you can come up with the other half, another $20,000 or $10,000 or just a portion of it. They'll do whatever it takes to get more money out of the victim until it's all gone. Let me see here. Let's see. So we've got the fake websites. Always be aware that there's going to be a fake website. I hear that a lot from victims, that they were positive that this was a real situation that they were in because of the website. It's super easy to make a website. So just because you've got, you were shown, or you can actually log on with their logon, their password, that does not mean it's real. It's about as fake as the whole certificates that they're sending you. It's super easy to make a fake website. So don't be fooled by that at all. Let's see. And I had a lady that was up in the United States. She fell for this package scam. She was in it really hard, really thick, and she literally lost just short of $1 million, which is probably one of my saddest cases, because she just kept sending it over and over. Something to do with a certificate to make sure the whole transaction had something to do with money laundering, which clearly this is, but she believed everything, that if she just kept paying $20,000 increments, speaking on email or text messages with various different people in this scam, she believed it was real. And it took everything. It took everything from her. So if you think these things aren't dangerous, think again, because they really are. Let me see. Some excuses for payments are going to be for the customs fees. You've got custom fees that are presented, money laundering certificates, local taxes, when the package is supposed to be coming from a different country going to your country. And they'll talk about you have to pay taxes. I got a kitty cat here. That you have to pay taxes on this. It's just, if there's a reason for more money, they're going to ask for it. And for some reason, people are believing it, and they're paying for these. Probably because that if they just pay a little bit more and hang in there a little bit longer, and that trunk or that package filled with cash is going to be on their doorstep soon, and they'll get their money back. Don't believe it. It's never going to happen. Name me one person that you actually know in real life that has ever talked about, gossiped about, experienced this in a real world. It doesn't happen. It's just going to be a scam. To me, it's the scam of the century, being able to pull this off. I don't know of anybody in my life that has ever talked about meeting somebody online, having a package being sent to them. It's not going to happen. Let me see. Let's talk about an attorney. Conversations with an attorney. It could be another person involved in the scam, or the scammer, him or herself. But you've got exchanges of emails going on. You've got all kinds of text messages from fake attorneys. Just because they call themselves an attorney doesn't mean they're an attorney. Most of the time, their verbiage is second class to the Nigerians or the Indians. You can tell their writings are just really very, very poor. Very poor. Bad grammar. All kinds of different variations on these certificates that you can tell when you really look at it and analyze it. There's inconsistencies with a good portion of it. So really, if any of you are involved in anybody that you are already waiting for that package to come up, please come to the message board. Ask for me, ask for Ruth, ask for Sandy, ask for Sophie, any of us. We will help show you and get to the bottom of it in a relatively short time. I mean, usually for me, 5 minutes. All I need is 5 minutes of your time. If you're involved in something that you do believe that there is possibility that it is a scam, and you just need some help and some guidance, just reach out to us. I'll even go as far as working with you on the telephone and doing a one-on-one, giving you some time on personal time, confidential personal time on the telephone, and I will go over it with you and help you. All you have to do is just ask. Be more than happy to lend you my time. All of us will. So please just ask us for some help. We're there for you. Let me run through my notes. I just want to make sure I've covered package scams. They're so common now. They really are. The military, they're talking about getting out early, or they've been in the military for 25 years and they're ready to retire in just a short couple of months. However, they need to send their package maybe they've said that their entire family has already been wiped out. They're all dead, they've all had cancer, they've all died in a car crash, a plane crash, you name it. Every most ridiculous reason, but all their family members, they have nobody except the victim. So they, of course, want the victim to go ahead and receive their trunk full of goodies and send it off. So that's how that scam starts with the military, is they need to get the trunk out from point A to point B. And of course, he or she is the chosen one to be able to receive it. But you're going to have to pay for it big time. I think I've covered my high points on here. Fake waybills, this fake sites. Just do reverse searches on all of these. Every time that you get a document sent to you from a person that you've not met with in person, please do a reverse search on it. They found it off the internet. Here's a good point. They found it off the internet to steal, or they made it if they used the photoshopping. But all of these pictures, a lot of these certificates, definitely pictures of trunks. I've seen trunks oozing with money and jewelry hanging from it. I've seen literally packages wrapped up in cellophane with money. You can see the money in it, broken over with the shipping paper on it. It was just funny. It was just comical to see. So if you're given a picture of the package that's going to be shipped to you, yeah, kitty, do a reverse search on the internet. It's right there. So you'll find it on the internet. And again, if you don't know how to do it, we'll be more than happy to do it. I really think that's pretty much what I have about the package scams. If you have ideas for something that you want to hear us talk about or dissect and bring out in the open, let us know so we can go ahead and pull some notes together and talk about it, wanting to help as many as we can. There's a lady that I talked to last night on the phone. She's from Australia, and she sent in a letter. It was really just so sad of what her and her family is going through with her mom. And I asked her permission if I could read it, and she said, yes, that would be fine. I've now got the pleasure of trying to get a hold of her mother, who is thick in the scam of almost 3 full years, and trying to see if I can get her out of it. But I want to read this letter to you that she wrote in asking for some help. And they're just so desperate. But for any of you that think that this is funny or it couldn't happen to you, it's very real and it's very dangerous. I hate these scammers with all my being. I can tell you that, because it destroys lives like this. So not only do the family, they have to get the victim out of the scam, then it becomes trying to pick up the pieces and trying to move on. So I'm going to read this letter to you and just listen to the pain and the devastation. This letter, I've seen it so many times before. Many of you either have gone through it or are going through it right now. So for all of those that are still in it, this is about you. And the end result is always going to be the same. Devastation, financially and emotionally. Stripped clean. Okay, so she says, I'm at my wit's end with my mother, who is 69, which is one of the hardest age categories. 69 and older, they're so hard to reach when they're this far gone. So I'm at my wit's end with my mother, who is 69. Almost 3 years ago, she lost her long-term partner suddenly to a heart attack. 6 months later, she started talking to these Nigerian scammers. She talks to them, many of them, and she believes that they're all genuine. She had a stroke in May, and when I managed to look at her phone around this time that she was talking to so many of them all at once, that's when the stroke happened. She genuinely believes all of them. She sends them iTunes cards. She sent Australian cash in the mail to an American boarding school, who, after the third letter opened it, and there was no such student that existed. She has been engaged 3 times. She's been engaged 3 times. Come on, ladies and men. This is not reality. It really isn't. I know that you're lonely and you are enjoying the attention, but It's just ridiculous. She's been engaged 3 times. I believe she has 3 phone accounts set up in her name, which is extremely dangerous because talk about racking up the charges really quick. So she's got 3 accounts in her name on plans, and the phones arrived. She ordered them and they arrived in her door. She sent a copy of her license to her fiance. Then she thought she was working with a business venture, and she mailed the phones to somebody in the United States and the UK. She had no idea who those were. But she can't deal with the debt collectors that are now ringing on her phone and the fallout of having her license number stolen and all her details stolen. So now she's got herself so thick into debt, the collection agencies are now coming after her. And she's not done yet with the scam. She has no idea that she's involved in a scam. She asked me and my husband for a $20,000 loan just a few weeks ago. So mind you, this is going on 3 years, and she's still asking for large sums of money. So that tells me the scammers are working on her very hard about getting loans, about borrowing, selling. I think there was a mention of her asking her to sell her house, which they have no shame. Whatever it takes for them to get money, they're going to go for it. When I looked at her phone, this person will tell her that they loved her and they were going to marry her, but every day was asking if she had taken the loan out or did you sell your house yet. She had asked her son-in-law, my husband, to get the money. She was applying for online loans, which is extremely dangerous. This happens so often. People are applying for loans on the internet. Oh, don't photobomb me. Hey, kitty. She's going into the local banks asking for money, asking for loans. Thank God her credit sucks right now because she's being denied. Every time we're trying to explain to her, the scammers would be on her phone. So apparently every single day her phone is ringing off the hook, and it's my kitty cat just moved my phone. The scammers are calling her constantly. My son got so upset a few weeks ago that he saw her phone and deleted all the apps in there. Yay! I'm so happy for him. Even though they said it was harsh, but they're sick to death of her not learning her lesson. But I will say to the family members that are going through this, I'm glad that he got rid of all those apps, but attacking the victim is just going to cause more problems. It really is. And I know this is a really hard situation to deal with, but I don't know. It's hard. I don't know what to say other than hopefully, if we can get a hold of them, we can definitely help and intervene. Arguing and it's going to end up slamming doors in everybody's face. My heart bleeds when it gets to that point where families are dividing now and being shut out by the victim, because really the family and the friends are their only hope to surviving this. She goes on to say, it was harsh, but we're sick to death of her not learning her lesson, and after all of these things that have happened to her. She tells her doctors and the hospital staff that when she had her stroke, she couldn't afford her medicine. I mean, literally, she has no money left. And of course, the doctors then call the family and want to know why you're not providing for their own mother, for her medical care. So it's very frustrating for the family and quite sad. She's bought numerous iTunes cards, opened up bank accounts, gave the scammers all the details, which means now the scammers have got her logon information, and I discussed it with this lady about the fake check scams, as well as the deposits coming in, the money laundering aspect of it. So I'm not sure what aspect that their mom is involved in, if she's doing money laundering and unknowingly doing money laundering, or taking in the bogus checks, which are really going to bite her in the ass big time. So at any rate, I'm going to help this lady out the best that I can. So if you're involved in something like this, anybody, please come and let us help, at least try to get you some help that you need, or your family member or your friend that could be involved in this. Don't turn away, don't attack them. And just like with this lady, I've asked her not to talk about the scam anymore to her mom until I can get a hold of her mom. Hopefully I'm successful and I can at least get 5 minutes with her, which will turn into 30 minutes, and hopefully I can get her on her way to being helped. But if you have any suggestions for us, my kitty cat. If you have any suggestions for us on what you'd like to hear, please let us know. Maybe I can do one of these maybe once a week, once every other week. Let us know how we can help you. But I can tell you what, this is, it's really, really gotten out of hand. If you're talking to anybody on the internet that you have never met, or you've got a friend or a family member that is involved in something like that, please don't give up on them. If you can, you come to us, and then I'll work our way into finding our way to that person. So I think I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Let me see if I can see any comments from anybody. That I'm on my telephone, so it is kind of hard for me to read comments. Hard to say. So I'll go ahead and leave it like this for now, and I'll check with the ladies to see what kind of suggestions that you have for us to talk about. And this coming Tuesday, I'm going to be doing my first victim interview. Lovely lady who's been just torn apart by her scam. And her story is like so many that I've heard. It's really compelling. She's financially devastated emotionally, and now picking up the pieces. So this coming Tuesday, U.S. time, I believe I've got it set up for 10 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully you can attend that. If not, we'll go ahead and save that chat session with her, and you can view it later. But it's going to be a good one. I've seen her story so many times, but she's got some interesting twists on there that I haven't encountered yet. So I hope that you're able to attend it and or at least view it, because it's going to be good. All right, everybody, I will do this again, and thank you so much for stopping by, and we will talk again. All right, bye.